Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Red Diamond, with Talk is Tea. And I am reporting live because I did a stroll around. Y'all know I'm from Atlanta. And I just wanted to see with my own eyes kind of what's going on as safely as possible without being in the mix. So I kind of did like a stroll around 285. I had to get some salve and stuff for my arm and my knees. And so I said, let me just check it out. Well, when I was entering the highway, part of the highway was shut off and barricaded by big military police trucks. And it was a lot of police parked on the highway. And as I was passing the airport, they had the airport like extremely illuminated. Like it was like so bright. It was almost blinding. And I'm like, are they doing that to maybe make it so bright and so well lit that it's deterring like looters and people that would want to riot? I saw several businesses, like I passed by an Advanced Auto Parts or Auto Zone or whatever. Y'all know what I mean. They had the metal things drop down to cover the windows and the doors, but they also had boarded up like over it and had sealed it. You know it's deep when churches chicken them boarded up they walls, honey. They like, y'all ain't finna steal our good $2.99 chicken up in here. And why they go fucking with Arby's? You know, Arby's already just struggling to stay alive. Between Snoop Dogg and my cousin Erica, my best friend Angel said that's probably who keeping them in business. But what's alarming to me is the fact that this has turned into a thing where people are out there hurting one another. And I'm like, okay, well, guys, that now we're kind of deleting the point. I understand that people are angry. Like, it's a lot to be angry about nowadays. You got coronavirus. You got people losing jobs. You got people money messed up. Like, and then on top of that, this is a massive change. We don't even know if our kids will be able to go back to a normal school or anything like that come August. So when, you know, God rest his soul, the incident that happened with George, that opened the door for people to express their anger and express their outrage. And this was like the outlet, like that was the gateway thing where people not only came out for George, like they're not only out there protesting because they're angry about George, they're angry, period. They're angry about our black men. They're angry about losing their jobs. They're angry about having to be stuck in the house and stuff like that. But why are y'all, you know, you're angry about George, but then y'all out here jacking each other? Like, bro, y'all are supposed to be going against the opposition, like, not against each other. And Atlanta's history has always been like a mecca for change, a mecca for standing up for what's right. So I'm not surprised that Atlanta was one of the forefronts for getting out there and trying to get us heard. It's just, it's going left. Even on my ride home, there was a biker club that sped in front of me, and they were throwing sparklers or sparkers or whatever off of their bikes. And I'm like, okay, so y'all throwing these off y'all bikes. Now, what if this done got caught in one of my good tires? My tire popped. Now I'm skirting all over the road and on the side of the road during something like that. And you really don't even know who to trust at this point, because it's video footage going around where they saying people are planting people. Look up George Soros, Soros, you know, paying people to protest. It's like paying people out there to hype up the situation so that way it goes into riot mode. And I do think there's a happy medium between peaceful protests and we got to whoop a little ass to get a point across. one of the biggest, most celebrated riots in history, the Boston Tea Party, got the results they were looking for. It was highly violent. And it back in those days, like millions of dollars of product was lost, which was, who knows how much it is nowadays, but it's even still celebrated by Congress. So it's almost like a confliction. It's like, okay, we see in history where violent protest has been successful, and we've seen in history where peaceful protest has been successful. But what do you do in the middle ground? Like, 2020 has been so blowed, and it's escalating so rapidly and rampantly to the point it's like, where do you go from here? Like, how do we go up from here? How do we change this? How are we getting a turnaround? Because people now are like legit angry. Like, last night the sirens were going off by my house, like warning sirens, and I'm like, well, shit, should I go to Home Depot and get me some boards and board up my windows and stuff like that, just in case? Because a looter is a looter, a shooter is a shooter, a thief is a thief. And it starts with businesses, but if they out there looting and shit, these businesses, and then they still bopping each other over the head, what makes you think that it'll stop them from wanting to intrude into your home? Like, period. I implore you at this time, more so than ever. I'm not necessarily saying you have to own a weapon. Everybody's not with guns and stuff like that, and you don't have to be. And it's nothing wrong with if you're not a gun person. But you better damn get you some ninja stars or something to make sure that you can protect yourself. The city is at such high alert. It's big billboards out there flashing saying, hey, Atlanta, it's 9 o'clock. Go home. How do we find the medium between Malcolm X and Martin Luther King? And the thing about it is that blow me is, like, we protesting and all this stuff, and that fool that did that, you know, rest in peace to George, he out on bail. And come to find out, like, half the parties involved in the mess was related. And it's just layer upon layer of bullshit. And it can make you angry. It can. But what tripped me out, now I do say some of them pictures tripped me out when they done busted into the Planet Fitness and they on the treadmill working out. Or the amount of Asians that I've seen in there looting. Now, the Asians that I seen looting, they was looting the Apple store. Now, my mom always say, if you gonna do it, you might as well do it big. Between the Apple store and the H&M, I might have been in the Apple store too. But I just pray and I hope that we all hope for a betterment of this situation, because right now 2020 is like tanking. It's getting worse. You have people in fear of martial law. You have people in fear of one another. You already have a pandemic virus out here that affects your oxygen levels and how you breathe. You know, if you can't get oxygen to your brain, you can't think right, period. So, you know, people is already on a whole nother level. And just when I was driving home and I passed by my brother's neighborhood, there were police out there standing outside of their cars asking people, are they going home or where are they going? Like, this is becoming a major thing. And it's been major. Like, Black Lives Matter, all that stuff, it's been major. But now it's to the point where our protest, what we were trying to do, which is historically Atlanta is a mecca for change, is a mecca for civil rights, is all of that. Now it's turning into where we're being violent against one another, and it's interesting to see how we're going to bounce back from that. And then they got T.I. up there talking to the people like he just the nigga whisperer. Keisha had to get T.I. up there and pay his feature fee or whatever so he can get up there and talk to all the black folk and tell them to go home. You know, Keisha was so mad when she was doing her thing. She had that mama vein popping out the side of her neck and shit. All I can say is y'all please stand firm, stay protected, stay tight, and just know that everything doesn't have to end in violence. And let's hope and pray as a community, as a world that's been afflicted and afflicted, that we can find some kind of up from here. Let me know what y'all think. This your girl, Red Diamond. I'm always down for the input. You can always email me at talkist@gmail.com. If you have any questions, concerns, I look forward to chatting it up with you. Bye.